Have you ever bought an ashwagandha supplement and felt nothing? Not a little. Nothing. No better sleep, no less stress, zero difference. That's not in your head. And it's not bad luck. Right now, on Amazon and in stores all across America, there are two completely different types of ashwagandha on the same shelf. Same price, same packaging, same promises. One works. One is a waste of money. Do you know which one you're taking? By the end of this video, you will. I'll show you exactly which 5 supplements to throw out and which 5 are actually worth buying. But first, let me tell you why this matters more than you think. Why should you listen to me? Fair question. My name is Eduardo. I research what actually goes into the supplements Americans buy every day. But I didn't start as an expert. I started as someone who got burned. A few years ago, I was stressed, not sleeping, struggling to focus at work. A friend said, "Try ashwagandha." So I went on Amazon, found the top-rated option. It was called NutriCost Ashwagandha. Thousands of glowing reviews, $40, 2 bottles, 2 months of my life. I took it every single day. At the end of those 2 months, nothing. I thought the herb was fake. I was ready to give up on it completely. But something didn't add up. Thousands of years of use, ancient medicine, modern studies. How could it just do nothing? So I started digging, and what I found shocked me. Ashwagandha wasn't the problem. What I bought was barely ashwagandha at all. That moment, reading the label and finally understanding it, changed everything. And that's exactly what I'm giving you today. So what is ashwagandha really? It's an ancient herb from India. People have used it for over 3,000 years. It's been studied for stress, sleep, and energy. It's not new, it's not trendy, it's real. But today, the market is flooded, and most of what's out there won't do a thing. Here's what we're doing today. 2 lists, 5 to avoid, 5 to buy. And I'll show you exactly how I judged each one, so you can do it yourself from now on. Here are the 5 things that matter. 1. Withanolide content. That's the active ingredient. You want at least 5%. 2. Third-party testing. Look for NSF, USP, or informed sport seals. 3. Root versus leaf extract. Root is what you want. Always. 4. Fillers and additives. Your capsule should be mostly ashwagandha. 5. Brand transparency. Can they prove what's inside and where it came from? 5 things. That's the whole game. Now let's start with what not to buy. The 5 supplements to avoid. Number 1. The leaf extract scam. Number 1. And this one is sneaky. Let me tell you about Nature's Bounty Ashwagandha. It's everywhere. Walmart, CVS, Amazon, affordable, recognizable. Thousands of reviews. Looks completely legit. Now flip the bottle over. Read the fine print under supplement facts. It says, ashwagandha extract, leaf. Leaf, not root. Leaf. Here's why that matters. Think about orange juice. If I gave you real OJ and orange-flavored water, you couldn't tell by looking. Both are orange. Both say orange on the label. But one has the vitamin C, the nutrition, the stuff that actually works. The other is colored sugar water. That's root versus leaf extract. The root is what traditional medicine has used for 3,000 years. It's where the withanolides are. Those are the active compounds that reduce stress and help you sleep. The leaf has almost none of that. It's cheaper. Much cheaper. So brands like Nature's Bounty use leaf extract. Then they put 1,000 milligrams ashwagandha extract on the front in big, bold letters. 1,000 milligrams of the wrong thing. Someone messaged me about this exact product a few months ago. They'd been taking it every day for 3 months. 0 results. Completely done with it. I asked for a photo of the label. Ashwagandha extract, leaf. That was the whole problem. Here's what I want you to remember. Bigger milligrams do not mean better results. A 300 milligram root extract at 5%. Withanolides beats Nature's Bounty's 1,000 milligram leaf extract every single time. The number on the front doesn't matter. What's inside does. Always look for the word root on the label. No specification? Red flag. That's problem number 1. The wrong part of the plant. But here's where it gets worse. Some brands use root extract, then pack the capsule with so much cheap filler there's barely any ashwagandha left. Number 2. The filler-packed capsule. Let me tell you about Himalaya Ashwagandha. Himalaya is not a scam. They've been around for decades. They make real herbal products. But their ashwagandha has a filler problem most people miss. Look at the ingredient list. You'll see ashwagandha root. Good. But you'll also see silicon dioxide, magnesium stearate, and microcrystalline cellulose. All listed under other ingredients. I opened one of these capsules on camera, poured everything onto white paper. More than a third of it was white powder, not ashwagandha, which is tan and has a distinct earthy smell. White filler powder. A small amount of fillers is fine. They help with manufacturing. No big deal. The problem is proportion. When fillers eat up 30%, 40%, 50% of a capsule, you're not getting what you paid for. And some fillers actually block your body from absorbing the ashwagandha that is there. Less ashwagandha, worse absorption. You paid for both problems. Here's the part that makes it worse. The FDA does not pre-approve supplements. Himalaya, or any brand, can design their formula and put it on shelves with no independent review. Nobody checks. The responsibility is on the brand, to be honest. Not every brand is. Here's the thing about Himalaya's label. It says organic ashwagandha. Sounds clean, sounds natural. But organic and natural are not regulated the same way third-party tested is. Any brand can put those words on the front. They don't guarantee what's inside or how much of it works. The certifications on the back, NSF, USP, Informed Sport, those mean something real. The words on the front, that's just marketing. Filler-packed capsules and misleading labels. Now let's talk about brands that look even more premium, but have never been tested by anyone outside their own company. Number 3. No third-party testing. Picture this. You walk into a restaurant, you order a steak. The waiter comes back and says, "Our chef says it's cooked perfectly." Do you just take his word for it? That's exactly the situation you're in with Goli Ashwagandha gummies. Goli is everywhere. Bright packaging, celebrity endorsements, millions of units sold every month. But here's the problem. Goli Ashwagandha gummies do not carry a USP, NSF, or Informed Sport seal. No independent lab has verified what's actually in the product, or how much, or whether it matches the label. You're trusting the brand. Completely. And this isn't just a Goli problem. A 2023 Consumer Lab analysis found that roughly 1 in 3 ashwagandha supplements failed to meet their own label claims. 1 in 3. Sometimes too little active ingredient. Sometimes too much. Sometimes contaminants. Heavy metals, bacteria, that had no business being there. You can't see any of this from the outside. Goli's bottle looks incredible. The gummies taste good. The branding is world-class. But branding is not testing. Not even close. Here's what trips most people up. They think a more expensive supplement is automatically better tested. Goli is not cheap. You are paying for the influencer deals, the packaging, the social media ads. You are not paying for verified quality, because there isn't any. Price tells you almost nothing. The certification seal tells you everything. Brands that pass independent testing are proud of it. They put the seal right on the label. If a brand doesn't have one, ask yourself why. No testing. Wrong plant part. Filler overload. But the next one is the most widespread trick in the entire industry, and it's hiding in plain sight on thousands of labels. Number 4. Proprietary blends that hide the dose. Have you ever seen the words proprietary blend on a label? Be careful. A great example is Irwin Naturals Stress Defy. It contains ashwagandha inside a multi-ingredient blend. One total weight. No individual doses. You cannot see how much ashwagandha is actually in there. Here's the simple math. Say a stress relief blend weighs 700 milligrams total. 10 ingredients listed underneath. Split equally. That's 70 milligrams per ingredient. Clinical studies on ashwagandha used 300 to 600 milligrams per day to show real results. 70 milligrams is not 300 milligrams. It's nowhere near it. But the brand can still put ashwagandha on the front in big letters. They can show calm, relaxed people. They can make every stress relief claim they want. Inside? Maybe 70 milligrams, maybe less, of the thing you actually came for. Think of it like ordering a pizza with 10 toppings. Sounds amazing. But when it arrives, 9 toppings are just different types of cheese. The actual meat and vegetables? Barely there. The number was real. The value wasn't. Here's the truth. More ingredients on a label is almost always a warning sign. When a capsule is packed with 10 or 12 ingredients, almost nothing is at an effective dose. The formula looks impressive, but none of it is working. The best supplements are simple. 1, 2, maybe 3 ingredients. Each one listed. Each one with an exact dose. Simplicity means confidence. Complexity is a place to hide. Almost done with the avoid list. This last one is the sneakiest of all, and most beginners would never think to check it. Number 5. Unknown or unverified sourcing. When you buy strawberries at the store, there's a sticker that says where they were grown. Product of USA, product of Mexico. That matters. Because where food comes from affects its quality. The same is true for supplements. Maybe more so. This brings me to Now Foods Ashwagandha. Now Foods is a real company. Solid manufacturing practices. But their standard ashwagandha does not use KSM66 or Sensoril. The sourcing of the root is not clearly disclosed. You can't trace it to a specific farm, region, or supplier. That's a sourcing transparency problem. And sourcing transparency is directly connected to safety. Here's why it matters. Ashwagandha is a root. It grows in the ground. Whatever is in the soil gets into the plant. Good ashwagandha comes from specific regions of India. Right climate, right soil, right conditions. Poorly sourced ashwagandha can carry heavy metals, lead, cadmium, arsenic, at levels above safe limits. You can't see any of that on a standard label. I tested this myself. I emailed 5 popular brands the same simple question. Where is your ashwagandha root sourced from? I emailed Now Foods, Jarrow Formulas, Swanson, Nature Made, and Pure Encapsulations. 2 replied. Only 1, Pure Encapsulations, gave me a real traceable answer. The other 3 never responded. These are companies selling supplements that go into your body, and most of them either don't know where the main ingredient comes from, or they don't want you to know. Here's what to look for instead. 2 branded extracts have solved this completely. KSM66 and Sensoril. Both are patented. Both are standardized. Both have full supply chain traceability. When you see either name on a label, someone already verified the source for you. You don't have to guess. You don't have to email anyone. You don't need the cheapest supplement. You need the most transparent one. Transparency costs money, but you're putting this in your body every day. That's worth a few extra dollars. 5 supplements to avoid. 5 red flags to watch for. Now let's flip the script entirely. Here are the 5 I'd actually recommend. The 5 supplements to buy. Number 1, the gold standard, KSM66, Ashwagandha. If you remember one thing from this entire video, one thing, make it this, KSM66. And the best product for everyday people starting out is Jarrow Formula's Ashwagandha KSM66. Available on Amazon and iHerb. About $20 to $25 for a 60-day supply. 300 milligrams per capsule. Standardized to 5% Withanolides. Simple label. No proprietary blend. KSM66 is a patented ashwagandha root extract. Made by a company called Sensoril Biomed. Root only. 5% plus Withanolides. Every single batch. It has been studied in over 24 clinical trials. Real studies. Peer-reviewed. Published. Results. Lower cortisol, better sleep, improved focus, less stress. At 300 to 600 milligrams per day. That's not a marketing claim. That's published science. Here's something interesting about how it's made. Most brands use chemical solvents to pull the active compounds out of the plant. Fast, cheap. KSM66 uses only water and milk, the same way this herb has been prepared for thousands of years. Think of it like slow-brewed coffee versus instant. Both are technically coffee, but one was made with care. A colleague of mine started taking Jarrow KSM66 about 2 years ago. Serious work stress, trouble sleeping, constantly tense. Within 2 to 3 weeks, sleeping more deeply, less reactive, more calm. That exact timeline matches what the clinical research predicts. The best supplement is not the one with the best branding. It's the one with the best research. KSM66 publishes all of its clinical trials publicly. You can read them tonight. How many other brands can say that? Most can't. Because they don't have any. Jarrow KSM66 is your everyday go-to. But if sleep is your main goal, or you're sensitive to supplements, the next one was made for you. Number 2. Best for sleep and anxiety. Sensoril Ashwagandha. For sleep and anxiety, my top pick is Nootropics Depot, Ashwagandha Extract. Sensoril. Nootropics Depot is one of the most transparent supplement companies in the U.S. They publish third-party testing for almost every product they sell. Their Sensoril is 125 milligrams per capsule. Standardized to 10% Withanolides. Full COA on their website. Sensoril uses both root and leaf, but don't confuse this with the leaf-only scam from earlier. This is different. Sensoril's formula is a precise, standardized combination, optimized for a group of compounds called Withanolides. Those are the compounds most linked to calming your nervous system, lowering cortisol, and improving sleep. Clinical studies show strong results. At just 125 to 250 milligrams per day. Lower dose, more targeted. I ran a 90-day test with Nootropics Depot's Sensoril. Tracked everything with a Garmin watch. In the first month, my deep sleep went up by about 12%. Deep sleep is your most restorative phase. It's when your body repairs itself, when your brain consolidates memory. The improvement held for all 90 days. Most people assume Sensoril is just better because it has a higher Withanolide percentage. 10% versus KSM66's 5%. It's not better, it's different. Sensoril is built for sleep and calm. KSM66 is built for energy and focus. Know your goal. Buy for that goal. Bigger numbers are not automatically better. They just mean something different. KSM66 for energy. Sensoril for sleep. Both excellent alone. But what if you want ashwagandha paired with other proven ingredients? Number 3. Best stack. Ashwagandha plus complementary adaptogens. You may not have heard the word adaptogen before. Here's all it means. An adaptogen is a plant that helps your body handle stress better. Not by sedating you. Not by stimulating you. By helping your body regulate its own stress response. Ashwagandha is one. But some products combine it with others. And when it's done right, the result is powerful. The clearest example is Onnit New Mood. It contains KSM66 ashwagandha at 200 milligrams, plus L-tryptophan, 5-HTP, and magnesium. Every ingredient listed separately. Every dose visible. No proprietary blend. About $50 for a 30-day supply. Not cheap, but one of the few stress formulas where I can verify every single ingredient against real research. Here is the one non-negotiable rule for any stack supplement. Every ingredient must have its own dose on the label, not a group total. Each one, separately. Without that, you can't verify anything is at an effective amount, and you're right back to the proprietary blend problem. When I reviewed Onnit New Mood, I checked every ingredient against published studies. L-tryptophan at 500 milligrams, within studied range. 5-HTP at 100 milligrams, within studied range. KSM66 at 200 milligrams, slightly below the 300 milligrams threshold, but the full formula holds up. I could fact-check every single line. That's what a transparent label lets you do. A great recipe with 3 quality ingredients beats a bad recipe with 12 average ones. More ingredients is not more power. Precise ingredients at correct doses. That's power. Premium extracts, smart stacks. Some of this is getting expensive, right? Good news. Our next pick proves quality doesn't have to cost a lot. Number 4. Best budget pick. Certified third-party single ingredient. You do not have to spend $50 a month on ashwagandha. You just need 4 things. Root extract, at least 5% Withanolides. Third-party certification. CGMP compliant facility. The product that hits all 4 at the lowest price I've ever found? Kirkland Signature Ashwagandha from Costco. I wasn't expecting much when I picked this up. House brand supplements from warehouse stores rarely impress me, but I flipped the bottle over. Root extract, standardized to 5% Withanolides. USP verified seal. CGMP compliant facility. Price, about 17 cents per serving. 17 cents. I bought it, had it independently tested, came back completely clean. Withanolide content confirmed, no contamination. Matches the label. No Costco membership? No problem. NutraBio Ashwagandha KSM66 is the next best budget option. About $20 for a 90-serving supply. Real KSM66. Third-party tested. Fully transparent label. One of the cleanest budget supplements I've ever reviewed. Goli Ashwagandha Gummies, which we covered in the Avoid section, costs more per serving than Kirkland, and has 0 third-party certification. Kirkland costs less, and has USP verification. The label tells you the truth. The price tag is just marketing. And finally, for those of you who want the absolute highest level of proof, batch-specific, verifiable, no questions left unanswered. Number 5, best for optimization. Clinical grade with COA transparency. 3 letters. COA, Certificate of Analysis. This is a document from an independent lab. It shows the exact tested results for a specific batch of your supplement. Withanolide percentage. Heavy metals. Microbial testing. Does it match the label? The brand that does this better than almost anyone right now is Doublewood Supplements Ashwagandha. Doublewood is a small, direct-to-consumer brand. No flashy marketing, but they publish batch-specific COAs for every product they sell. Find your lot number, enter it on their site. Pull up the exact lab report for your specific bottle. I tested this myself, scanned the QR code on the label. 3 seconds later, a PDF from an independent lab. Withanolide percentage, 5.2%. Lead content, below detectable limits. Microbial testing, passed, dated, stamped, verified. That's what transparency looks like. The other brand in this tier worth knowing is Thorne Ashwagandha. Thorne manufactures to NSF certified for sport standards. That's the highest certification level in the supplement industry. Originally built for professional athletes who get drug tested, their ashwagandha uses a KSM-66-based extract, recommended by physicians and dietitians regularly, about $35 to $40 for a 60-day supply. As close to pharmaceutical-grade transparency as supplements get. Here's the final thing I want you to remember. If a brand makes it hard to find their certificate of analysis, if you have to dig through 4 pages of their website, that is a red flag. Double Wood puts the QR code right on the bottle. Thorne puts their NSF seal front and center. These brands want you to check. They're proud of what you'll find. That willingness to be transparent, that is the most important quality signal in the entire supplement industry. You now have the complete picture. Let me put it all into one simple list before you go. Screenshot that right now. That list will save you money. 5 supplements wasting your money. 5 actually worth it. 5 criteria to judge any ashwagandha yourself for the rest of your life. You now know more about this than most people buying supplements in America today. Remember that question from the very beginning? Have you ever taken ashwagandha and felt absolutely nothing? Now you know why. It wasn't you. It wasn't the herb. It was the product. And that's not your fault. Nobody taught you what to look for. But now you know. And that changes everything. You came into this video confused. You're leaving it informed. That's not small. Yes, that's you taking your health seriously. Go check the bottle you have at home right now. Use what you learned today. If this video helped you, hit like. It takes 1 second and it helps more people find this information. Subscribe if you want to keep making smarter health choices. No fluff, no sponsored opinions, just straight answers. And drop a comment right now. Which ashwagandha are you currently taking? Is it on the avoid list or the buy list? Tell me below. I read every single one. You deserve to know what's actually in what you're taking.